What's going on, guys? It's your top fiver here, just showing you guys the beautiful, absolutely gorgeous view I got this morning. I like to come to work early typically, and I actually don't get to. I prefer to come to work early, but somebody rides with me usually, but they're not in town right now, so I can get here when the sun's coming up instead of after. But anyway, I just wanted to get on and say, tell you guys how much I appreciate all the entries in the giveaway and all the encouragement that you guys have been given. You know, and it's really nice to be appreciated, and for you guys and for people to find your content worth watching, you know, and to say that to you feels good. And I just wanted to say thank you, and that I appreciate it. And I enjoy doing this as well. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. And I definitely like the rapport that I have with a lot of you guys. But you know, also, you know, talking about some of the acquisitions lately, and you know, and pipes that I've passed on, and you know, I do lament a lot of pipes, a lot of times pipes that I may be lamenting it, but it really and truly, you know, I'm not that upset about it in any way. Although like I mentioned to Stefan, the only one that really has ever chapped me good was that Amber's silver spigot, Amber's vintage amber stemmed, Peterson, natural briar, the best briar in the factory, probably the best briar they had in their factory for 10 years. And they pulled it out for those pipes, and of course I order the one that comes broken. You know, $400 pipe, and they had many of them come out over the course of that year, and I waited and waited and waited and waited for smoking pipes to get a 304. I had that money in reserve for the right pipe. And you know, it's they didn't actually even send me a fishtail stem as like a, you know, to use and keep the amber stem put away. So I don't know, but that one gets me. But I've had some great pipes, the Sherlock Holmes, Watson or Baskerville. I'm not sure which one it was exactly. It was the Watson or the Baskerville. I would have to go back and check it out. I do want to say, it's hard to tell the difference between those two anyway. But it was smooth, had beautiful, beautiful briar, and but it was a fishtail. I got a fishtail on purpose. It was a system pipe, but it was a fishtail, so it wasn't quite a system pipe. But I just wanted a break from the P-lip. And you know, little did I was shopping for a Peterson. Little did I know I was going to find a good deal, you know. And to me, the money I made off that pipe was enough for me to pass on it and buy, you know, go for other pipes. Because you know, I doubled my money on it, so I could have went out and bought 2 more pipes, you know, as good. So, you know, I don't get too beat up about that stuff, but sometimes it is hard for me to smoke a pipe for the first time. With my K Woody, I was rather green at the time, so that was a really big deal for me to smoke that K Woody fresh like that Meerschaum. And you know, it's not something I had done a lot of. Whereas now I've smoked a few new pipes, and really though, I don't do it that often. I don't particularly like. That's why I like estate pipes or used pipes, slightly gently used. You know, used pipes that have been used right, like Dunhills typically are. New Dunhills, people don't buy those and beat them up like they did 100 years ago. You know, 100 years ago, a guy'd get a Dunhill and, you know, chew the bit up. God knows what else, but nowadays, somebody buys a Dunhill 5 years ago, that thing looks brand new. It looks just like it did when it sold originally. People do not mess around with their Dunhills. That's real deal right there. People are so serious with the Castellos and the Dunhills and those high-end factory pipes, which I'm going to start getting into Dunhills. I have the one number 4 Billiard Shellbriar. That old book gifted me once upon a time. That was over 5 years ago he gave me that pipe. Had many a great smoke out of it. Gosh, man, you know, you don't realize, but a number 4, that's a gigantic pipe. That's a big pipe. I mean, not only is it a tall billiard, it's big around. I mean, it's a big boy. You pack that thing full, strap in. You know, that's a ride. You're in for an hour treat. Matter of fact, I only pull it out when I know that I want to smoke a certain blend for a period of time. That's another thing. Stefan, he actually asked me if I knew of any good movies with pipe smoking that was, besides Sherlock Holmes, that was enjoyable to watch while smoking a pipe. And I am going to sit down and make a list because there are. I'm a very much so movie buff. I'm an old movie buff. I've seen all types of old movies. I've seen 10 times more movies than most people will ever see in their whole lives. And I'm only in my 30s. And I've seen 10 times more movies than some people will ever see. You know, so I've seen so many, and I know there's certain ones that the pipe's got to be busted out. Like there was one I was watching recently with Robert De Niro and Cuba Gooding Jr. called Men of Honor, where Robert De Niro plays a total ass of Master Sergeant, Master Diver, but he smokes a corn cob with the short bit, the long shank with the football-shaped bowl with an amber bit. You know, he smoked out the entire movie. And I've seen that, there's a lot of movies like that, especially back in the day, older movies. I've noticed, it's nothing to watch an older, like I was watching a Gregory Peck movie called The Snows of Kilimanjaro, which was a short story by Ernest Hemingway, which it was almost somewhat autobiographical. which most of his work is. If you've read A Farewell to Arms, if you've read Snows of Kilimanjaro, if you've read about his life, if you've read The Old Man and the Sea, you know that he's very Mr. Outdoorsman, Mr. Sportsman, Ernest Hemingway. But in that Snows of Kilimanjaro, Gregory Peck's uncle is an old English museum curator that likes to hunt. And I believe he has an Indian English accent, like he was in the military in India and had that particular accent that English military stationed in India had. They had a very particular dialect, and that's what he had. But you know, he smoked several times throughout the movie. But I mean, you only see him a few times in the movie, but several times he lights a pipe, or it's just there's. I need to go through and I actually have a large movie catalog that I've accrued over the years, and I need to go through and find those movies because there are several that I will put on for pipe smoking. One of them I recommended to Stefan is the Captain's Courageous, which was a Rudyard Kipling novel. The same guy who wrote The Jungle Book. He wrote it, and it's a 1937 movie. It's got Spencer Tracy in it. Just fantastic movie, great story, great movie. But there's a lot of John Carradine, which is David Carradine's father. He was in it. Lionel Barrymore, which is Drew Barrymore's uncle or great uncle or something. Freddie Bartholomew, the little boy. Melvin Douglas. And then Spencer Tracy. You had some real heavy hitters. John Carradine, heavy hitter. Lionel Barrymore, absolutely huge. Spencer Tracy, Lionel Barrymore, John Carradine, Freddie Bartholomew. He, as a child actor, he had quite a large list of good movies he was in. But there's a lot of those old movies, and that's why I'm kind of glad. I think that's why I started smoking a pipe, was because I was watching old movies. And you tend to imitate what you see, and I'm watching these guys, and they're always smoking pipes. And like I said, how I got into pipes was with Dr. Grabow's, and that's because that's the only place I knew that sold real briar pipes. You go into a smoke shop, and it's just a bunch of garbage, it's real garbage, not good pipes. I remember I bought a Meerschaum one, little teeny thing, and smoked it on my front porch, and it just fell into pieces of my hand. It was like pressed. But at least you could go to a Walgreens, get a real briar pipe, and if you want to use filters, you can get filters there too. But I really started to tie the two together, smoking and movies. Especially if I was watching them. Here's another one, Lust for Life, the movie about Vincent van Gogh. Apparently Vincent van Gogh smoked a pipe. And so did Paul Gauguin, another famous painter. And one is played by Anthony Quinn, Paul Gauguin, and the other is played by Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas is the main character. He smokes a pipe that entire movie. He has a pipe in his hand 70% of that movie. So that's another really good one. for smoking and watching a movie would definitely be that one. It's just Lust for Life. It was directed by Vincent Minnelli, which is Liza Minnelli and Judy Garland's husband and Liza Minnelli's father. He was an excellent director, and he did that, and he did a fantastic job. Kirk Douglas did a fantastic job. Anthony Quinn did as well. But if you ever want to watch something that gets you in the mood to smoke a pipe, that might be one. That's one of the more in-your-face pipe smoking movies, where I guess Vincent Van Gogh really did smoke a pipe, because he doesn't smoke one cigarette in that whole movie. He smokes nothing but pipes. And it's constantly, every other scene, he's packing a bowl and lighting it. So there are those movies out there, and I'm going to get a list together, but like this week or this weekend. But I'm really looking forward to doing this drawing this weekend. I'm going back through and double checking my list, making sure I got everybody. And if you did do an entry, by the way, just go ahead and throw a comment up on that video saying, hey, just wanted to remind you, or throw a comment up in another video. Just throw a comment up so I can see it, just a reminder, that you're there. Keep it fresh, because sometimes there's so many comments, it's really tough to wade through everything and see everything. But I'm really, really looking forward to raffling and finding out who's going to get these tampers and pipes and lighters, which I'm so jealous of. They're nicer lighters than mine are. I mean, that Peterson is a more expensive lighter than my I Am Corona. and it's dual flame. It's a dual flame, so it is a better lighter than my Old Boy, which kind of chaps me. It's like, damn, but once again, I really appreciate the Breyer Report for kicking in, and I'm really looking forward to it this weekend. And this week I may be doing, like I said, I may do the third drawing. If nobody that did a VR gets drawn in the first two, I'll do a third one of just people with VRs with another pipe and raffle that off. That way, at least, give people some incentive to do their videos, that's what I wanted, give some people some incentive. But I also wanted, you guys, everybody to have a chance as well. But I just wanted to pop in and check in with you guys this morning and show you guys the view. I wish this garbage can wasn't right here, but yeah, I just missed it though, the sun going up over the water. It's gorgeous. I love it. I love it here. I only live 45 minutes from here. I live no more than 90 minutes from either coast. I live 90 minutes from Tampa or the West Coast, or like 60 minutes, I guess. If I went straight to the coast, it'd be 60 minutes. Here it's about 45 to this coast, east coast of Florida. But anyway, y'all have a great day. I appreciate the comments, appreciate the conversation, and look forward to more in the future and doing a video later on today. But y'all have a good one, back at the old grindstone, and I'll see y'all later. Take her easy.